And this here is right over by Gonzalez Park. It's a senior citizen facility. And, you know, it's an effort, and it's a good effort. And this is one of those situations where I'm going to try to get some of my class, this fall class, to volunteer and help out. Because these are senior citizens, and they really want to do a lot and want to be involved with growing gardens, but they need some help. And I want to point this area out right here to you. This area here, this little drainage area, and you see all these cars right here, the drainage area is right here, and it all goes right into the creek. You see what I'm saying? And there's really no biofilter or anything to stop this water going right into the creek here. So that's something we want to kind of work on and see how we can set up some biofilters. And as I walked through this garden here, I noticed there was a lot of like sawdust, and there was a lot of fertilizer just kind of sitting out. And so, you know, like I say, it's good to have people inspired, but we got to take the next step and educate folks to the best practices and whatnot. But this is a good example of senior citizens, and like I said, we can get some young people involved here. It makes that great alloy, young and old coming together around gardening. Okay, these are just some more pictures of different garden projects that we've done in the community. And I show you this here, but everybody wants to go fishing, you know, kick back, relax, and have a good time. But, you know, fishing, if you're going to be out fishing and enjoying the benefits and taking the fish, you got to also put the time back. You got to be stewards. And so I always tell my fishermen, hey, if you're going to put so many hours in getting out and getting the fish, we'll put so many hours into cleaning up and so many hours into making sure that the habitat is appropriate, because that's part of the responsibility of being a fisherman. I don't want to sound sexist. Okay. Now this here is a picture of aquaculture. You also have a green wall over here. This is a project here. I'm working with a group, and they put in green walls, and we're looking at putting some green walls in this area. And, you know, there are a lot of empty warehouses around this area here. A lot of these empty warehouses are perfect for indoor fish farms, and they're also suitable for hydroponic operations. And some of these buildings can also be appropriate for green roofs. And so there's a lot of ways that we can use our resources in this community. And these ways can generate economic opportunity, jobs. And so I just showed this to you because, you know, a lot of people know that our present fish stock in the ocean is being overfished, and that a lot of the water is polluted. And so we're moving towards more aquaculture, but we also know that aquaculture, there's some practices that we don't quite like in aquaculture that can damage the environment. So we're looking at best practices, and we're looking at better ways of doing the aquaculture. But I do think aquaculture has its place. I do think that we can utilize it here in this community. Okay, and I can't say it enough that we got to eat better. We got to eat fresh. I mean, it's just an issue in our community with health issues, hypertension, diabetes, obesity. All those are issues that by eating fresh, by eating fresh, by growing our own, they have found that when you grow your own, you tend to eat. When you're out in that garden and you're messing around with those plants and stuff, there's a better chance that you're going to go in and cook that food. And so, you know, we got to get away from eating so much food out at the fast food place. Your food is your medicine. And so, you know, we've got to look at growing food locally, and we've got to look at, you know, trying to get our kids to get away from eating a lot of the junk foods. The high fructose sugar is just really doing a number on us. And so I can't say it enough. What I would do is I bring some of my colleagues from the rare fruit growers out, and we had some testing where we had a lot of the seniors testing the different fruits and foods, and some of these folks have never tried some of this stuff. But you see little man right here, he's eating him some peaches, and we found that, you know, when the kids are able to eat the fresh, locally grown food that's been ripened, you know, vine ripened, they like it better. They like it actually better than the candy, you know, and so you look at his face, that kind of says it all right there. He's enjoying that. Okay. And so, you know, I guess what I'm saying in short is that, you know, we need to really look at growing our own food, because when I was growing up here, we all had gardens. You know, it was not unusual for somebody to hand you a paper bag and a knife and say, hey, go in the backyard and cut you some of those greens. Or go in the backyard and get you some fruit off the tree. Food wasn't an issue. You know, back when we were coming up, everybody had a fruit tree or garden. And we need to go back to that time. We need to make sure that we have gardens. If you don't have space in your backyard, then down here on the bottom, it talks about the balcony. You can grow stuff on your balcony. The vacant lot that's in the neighborhood, people can come together and clean that lot out and come over to us. We can test the soil for you, and we can plant gardens in our community. I mean, block clubs need to make it a commitment to say that, look, we're going to create gardens in our community. And so it makes no sense for anyone to go to bed hungry. Not in this day. You know what I'm saying? So it's important. These are pictures of Nickerson Gardens. We did a pruning class at Nickerson Garden. These trees have never been pruned. We pruned them back in what was that? I think in January. And this summer, they said the fruit tastes so good. It was so much sweeter. Because in the past, they just let everything just kind of go wild, and the fruits were so small. But when we thinned them out and pruned them, it was so much better. And this next year, we're going to work on getting some mulch down and getting some of the weeds under control. But it's step by step. We just take a step at a time. So, as you know, one of our great presidents, President Wilson, said, you know, you can't waste food. You've got to save our food. It's wrong to waste food. My mom used to say it's a sin. There's people all around the earth that are starving. You better eat that food, boy. And so this is from the president here. And so, you know, urban gardens, they have their place. You know, as you can see there on the tops of the roofs and stuff. So I see a vision that, you know, Compton could go back to reclaiming that agricultural heritage. I do believe that maybe not the way it used to be, but I think we can go kind of back in that direction, where Compton can be that place that people come to and they can say, oh, it's a beautiful place. The trees are so nice. The gardens are so nice. And so that's the vision. And so we just need everybody on our team. So we encourage you to become part of our team, the Timbuktu Resource Center. I really want to thank you for this opportunity.